Chili oil dumplings are a new recipe that are great food for focus, providing 350 focus each. This guide will show you how to set up for cooking chili oil dumplings, the required cooking stations, ingredients needed, and how to host and join parties. In order to set up your kitchen for this recipe, there are several cooking stations that you will need. This recipe requires 2 stoves, 4 prep stations, and 1 mixing station in order for you to successfully be able to complete the recipe. There are also some assigned roles that each player must have in order for the recipe to be cooked smoothly in a party. The first role is the starter role, which needs spice sprouts for each of the dumplings being made. This role will be located at the stove. The next role is the rice cooker, which needs star quality rice for each dumpling. This role will also be at the stove. The next role after this is the meat chopper, who needs 1 of any kind of meat, and the next 2 are the vegetable and spicy pepper choppers. They each need 1 star quality for every dumpling being made, and these will all be chopping the respective items at the prep stations. The next role is the dough kneader, who will be kneading their wheat into dough. They will need 1 star quality wheat for every dumpling being made. This role is located at the prep station as well. The role after this is the paste mixer, who will need 1 star quality spicy pepper for each dumpling. This role will be located at the mixing station. Finally, the last role is the stirrer, which is the same person as the starter, who must be stirring as the recipe is being cooked. They will stir all of the items together. This role is also located at the stove, as it is the same pot that the starter had begun the recipe on. Next is a step-by-step on how this recipe is made. That way you can get a visual of what order everything is made in. I will be showing this solo instead of in a cooking party, as it is easier to follow and for you to see what items are being made when. First, the starter will begin the recipe and hit the check mark that says use star quality ingredients. This person should also be checking for the F to interact prompt that shows up every time they need to stir something. Then the rice cooker will start cooking rice on their stove, and next people will chop the red meat, chop the vegetables, and chop the spicy pepper at their prep stations. Then the next person will be making the pepper paste at their mixing station once those things are chopped, while the kneader should roll dough at their prep station. Lastly, the starter, who is the stirrer, will give it 1 final stir to finally mix everything together into the pot. This will give you chili oil dumplings, and once interacted with, everyone who participated will get 1 in their inventory. Now just repeat this process for as many chili oil dumplings as you want to make. I will put up an ingredient sheet for 50 of the chili oil dumplings on the screen for you to use as a reference when buying your materials and ingredients for the recipe. This will also help it keep more organized and for you to look back at it whenever you need it. The ingredients per recipe are 1 spice sprouts, 1 star quality rice, 1 of any red meat, 1 cooking oil, 1 meat, 1 star quality vegetable of any kind, 1 star quality wheat, and 1 star quality pepper. What I have listed out is obviously for 1 recipe, but the sheet that I will have will be for 50, as most parties do 50 at a time. Note that depending on the type of meat or vegetable used, as well as the quality of items, the price and focus of the final chili oil dumplings will change. So keep this in mind when you are choosing out ingredients for each of your cooking parties and as well as hosting them. There have been a lot of instances when someone joins a party not having the exact vegetable or fruit required for that recipe. For example, in some cake parties, when it's star quality apples, some people bring blueberries, which can heavily reduce the price of the final cake. So just be careful when joining parties that you have all of the ingredients that they did say that you wanted for that role. So make sure to bring the exact vegetable that they asked for. Make sure it is star quality if they ask for star quality. That way you're not disadvantaging everyone, because you will cause them to make much less profit if you bring the wrong items. Most people are nice and they won't really be upset, but there are people that will disband their party because of it or ask you to be replaced. So overall, it's just something you'd want to avoid. In order to join or host cooking parties, most people use the Palia Discord and they join the LFG Parties channel in order to do so. Just make sure to use your in-game name and as well as adding the host to your friends list, and then you want to join them on your plot whenever you are able to. Same thing goes for hosting. Just make a thread, put the link into the Palia cooking party, and then wait for the party to fill, and eventually everyone will join your plot and you will be able to start the party. That's everything you need to know in order to have a successful chili oil dumpling cooking party. Thank you so much for watching as usual, and please subscribe or like the video if you enjoyed and it helped you. Have fun joining cooking parties in Palia.